Picture this, you're checking your bank account. You see that number, maybe it's $10,000, maybe it's $50,000 saved up, and you feel good, you feel safe. You've been watching the economy crack, stocks looking shaky, housing market acting weird, so you did what seemed smart. You sold your investments and moved to cash. You're waiting for the crash, waiting for everything to go on sale like it did in 2008. Then you'll swoop in and buy low. But here's the problem. That cash sitting in your account, it's already burning. You're not preparing for a crash. You're funding your own destruction because the crash that's coming, the one that's already started, isn't the crash you remember. It's not the crash you're preparing for, it's the exact opposite. And if you don't understand this in the next 10 minutes, you're gonna watch your savings evaporate while you're holding them in your hands. I'm gonna show you 3 signals that prove this crash is already here. Then I'm gonna show you exactly what to do about it. Not theory, actual moves you can make today. Let's go. First, you need to understand what changed. In 2008, we had what's called a deflationary crash. Credit dried up. Nobody could get loans, prices collapsed, houses lost 50% of their value, stocks crashed 60%. It was brutal, but here's what made it survivable for some people. If you had cash, you were king. Your dollars bought twice as much as they did a year before. Young people who had saved money could finally afford a house. It was a reset, painful, but it created opportunity. So now everyone's waiting for that again. They're thinking, crash coming equals save cash equals buy cheap later. That playbook is from a different game. The rules changed while you were sleeping. Let me show you what's different now. Here's the first signal that should terrify you. Look at what's happening in the markets right now. Gold is hitting all-time highs. Bitcoin is hitting all-time highs. The stock market is hitting all-time highs, all at the same time. Now, if you know anything about how markets work, your brain should be screaming right now, because that's not supposed to happen. It's like watching water freeze and boil at the same time. Normally, when stocks go up, gold goes down. When people are scared, gold goes up. When people are greedy, stocks go up. They're supposed to move in opposite directions, but they're not. Everything is going up together. Here's what that means in technical terms. We're seeing correlated appreciation across non-correlated asset classes, which indicates the denominating currency is losing value faster than assets are gaining it. But let me say it simpler. When everything gets more expensive at once, nothing is actually getting more valuable. Your money is getting less valuable. This is the physics-breaking signal. It's not that gold suddenly became more useful. It's not that companies suddenly became more profitable. It's that the measuring stick, the dollar, is shrinking. You need more dollars to buy the same ounce of gold, more dollars to buy the same share of stock. The assets aren't rising. The currency is falling, and that changes everything about how you should prepare. But that's just the first signal. The second one is even more obvious once you see it, and you've been looking at it for years without understanding what it meant. Let's talk about what's actually happening to your savings right now. Not in theory, in reality. Let's say you have $50,000 saved. You're proud of it. You worked hard for it. It's sitting in your bank account earning maybe 0.5% interest if you're lucky. Here's what nobody tells you. The government reports inflation at maybe 3 to 4%, but that's manipulated garbage. They remove food prices, they remove energy prices, they use hedonic adjustments, which is fancy talk for lying. Real inflation, the actual cost of living increase, is running between 8 to 12% depending on what you buy. Let's be conservative and call it 8%. That means your $50,000, it's losing $4,000 of purchasing power. Every single year, you're not saving money. You're watching it evaporate, but here's where it gets worse. You're paying taxes on that 0.5% interest you're earning. So your $50,000 earns $250 in interest. You pay taxes on that $250. Let's say you keep $175 after taxes, but you lost $4,000 in purchasing power. Your net loss, $3,825. You just paid $3,825 for the privilege of keeping your money in a bank. That's not savings. That's slow motion bankruptcy. Let me say it another way. Your money is melting in the bank like an ice cube on a hot sidewalk. This is the second signal, and it's not coming. It's already here. It's been here for 3 years. You've already lost a massive chunk of your wealth, and you didn't even notice because the number in your bank account looks the same. The number didn't change, but what that number can buy changed completely. That's the inverse crash. The crash isn't in the price of assets, the crash is in the value of your currency. So if cash is burning, what the hell are you supposed to do? This is where it gets interesting, because there's a way to not just survive this, but to actually profit from it, even if you're not rich, even if you're starting with nothing. Okay, so here's the move that wealthy people figured out decades ago, but nobody explains it clearly. Poor people save cash, rich people borrow money. Why? Because in an inflationary crash, debt is a weapon. Let me show you how this works. Let's say you buy a house for $300,000. You put down $60,000 and get a mortgage for $240,000 at a fixed 3% interest rate. Now inflation starts running at 8% per year. Your mortgage payment stays exactly the same, but the dollars you're using to pay it are worth less every year. In year one, your $1,500 mortgage payment costs you $1,500 worth of purchasing power. In year 5, that same $1,500 payment costs you the equivalent of $1,020 in today's purchasing power. The inflation is paying your mortgage for you. You're getting a 5% discount every single year. But it gets better. That house you bought for $300,000, it's now worth $450,000 because housing prices rose with inflation. Your $60,000 down payment just became $210,000 in equity. You more than tripled your money, while the guy who saved cash and waited for the crash, his $60,000 is now worth $35,000 in real purchasing power. He lost 42% waiting to be smart. This is the flip. In a deflationary crash like 2008, debt destroys you because asset values fall, but debt stays the same. In an inflationary crash like now, debt saves you because the debt gets cheaper, but assets hold value. The system changed, and most people are still playing by the old rules. So what do you actually do with this information? Let me give you the actual playbook. 3 moves, in order of priority. Move 1, get out of pure cash. I'm not saying have zero cash, you need an emergency fund, but anything beyond 3 to 6 months of expenses sitting in a bank account is getting destroyed. Take that excess and move it into hard assets. Move 2, buy scarce assets. What's a hard asset? Anything they can't print more of. Gold and silver, been money for 5,000 years. Bitcoin, mathematically limited to 21 million units. Real estate, they're not making more land. Even collectibles if you know what you're doing, limited edition items that can't be reproduced. The key is scarcity. If a government can print it, don't hold it. If nature or math limits it, own it. Move 3. Use strategic debt. If you can get fixed rate debt at a rate lower than inflation, which right now you can, take it. Buy a house with a 30-year fixed mortgage. Buy rental property with fixed rate financing. Let inflation pay your debt for you while your assets appreciate. This is literally what every wealthy person is doing right now. This isn't financial advice. I'm not your advisor, but this is financial physics. These are mathematical realities. When currency loses value, you want to hold anything except that currency. Let me bring this home. The crash everyone's waiting for, the 2008 replay with cheap assets, isn't coming. The crash that's here is the opposite. It's an inflationary crash where cash loses value while assets hold or rise. The 3 signals I showed you, gold, Bitcoin, and stocks all rising together. Your cash losing 8 to 12% purchasing power per year. And the debt flip strategy, these are your roadmap. You now know what 95% of people don't understand. You know why holding cash is the most dangerous position you can be in right now. And you know the actual moves. Get out of pure cash, buy scarce assets, use strategic fixed rate debt. The people who win in the next 5 years won't be the ones who saved the most cash. They'll be the ones who understood this shift first, who moved their wealth out of currency and into real assets before everyone else figured it out. The inverse crash is already here. The only question is whether you're positioned to survive it or get destroyed by it. Make your move.